Hello, welcome to my witch farm tutorial, or a showcase rather, for a witch farm. I'm here in a eternal swamp biome world where there is a witch farm here, a witch farm located, and it's a new design that I came up with. The cheapest witch farms. Let's go over a little bit of a description of what else is possible. Would probably be the Soglin based design, where you have a Soglin on an ice platform that just boops all the witches off as they spawn. This has the disadvantage though that as mobs can't spawn inside of the hitbox of another mob, a part of the spawning platforms will be taken off up by the Soglins. So you have reduced spawning spaces in a farm that is already lacking spawning spaces. As witch farms are, as low as they are, around 1000 mobs per hour, at least in 1.18, because there's not enough spawning spaces for the game to spawn mobs on. So you have to remove the witches as fast as possible from the farm, because they themselves would also block other witches from spawning. Another way is to have a shifting floor design, which so far has been regarded the most efficient design. Witches can spawn on soul sand, witches can spawn on any 4 block, and open trapdoors are just large enough that the witches that would spawn in the center of the block are not occluded, so they can spawn. This witch farm design can clear all the witches from the farm pretty quickly, depending on the timer, or if you have like string attached to the sides. But it requires a lot of trapdoors, alternating blocks, and 2 pistons for each side. So I have come up with a similar idea, but I'm not moving the floor back and forth. I'm moving it up and down. As witches are 2 tall creatures, as soon as the floor lifts up, they cannot glitch through the ceiling. They will glitch through the block 36 that is below them, the block that is moving. And with the right timing, for witches that would be 5 repeaters on the first setting, while the retraction is on second setting of the repeater. They would fall through all the floors of the farm, one by one, while taking a little bit of damage. And then you can either kill them by fall damage or by looting, which is probably with 1.18 the preferable way, now that witches spawn half as often as they used to. If you stand below, you want to prepare the area a little bit. Swamps usually have flooded caves, so that makes it easier up until Y0. You can see those deep slate caves are not flooded and mobs will spawn inside of them. So either you go ahead and light all of those up, or you move the player to 128, where you don't have to light up the flooded caves. You'll have to remove or light up the swamp land. Probably remove, because slimes will spawn there regardless of light level. If you go up to 128, witches can despawn on the way to you though, so that will slightly reduce the efficiency of the farm. What causes them to not despawn is taking damage. That will reset their despawn timer. We just don't really have a proper despawn timer as other mobs do. Other mobs would be at persistence for a couple of seconds. We just don't have that, but they do take longer to despawn if they take damage from suffocation inside of the blocks, or from touching the magma blocks. They will tank potions while going over those magma blocks, but it just keeps them from despawning a little bit. And also made it so that the witches can't or don't get stuck on the water elevator for too long with this piston here that just pushes the last witch over from each batch that comes through. And then up here, once they enter the 23 blocks range of the player, they can't despawn anymore, so you can safely bring them up to 26 blocks above the player and drop them down for having them die on the hopper. Or you can push a block in there with a piston, for example, soul sand, to make sure that they don't die, and then you can use looting on the witches to get more drops. And in my opinion, that is now kind of required to have the farm be worthwhile compared to much more productive farms like raid farms, though raid farms are a bit scary from time to time because if stuff goes wrong, you don't have to handle a raid or all raids at once. But yeah, that's the shifting floor witch farm design. An upgrade or a cheaper alternative to the shifting floor design, for example, shown by Ilmanga in his max efficiency witch farm video. If you wanna know any specifics here, the timer of the floor would be 13 items in the hopper clock. Each floor has 5 repeaters between them to make it so that the witches glitch through them all properly. Any other questions you can leave in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them all. You can also come and hang out in my stream, twitch.tv/kadappa, where we design farms like this. Next up is probably going to be a Piglin Killing Chamber adaptation from Gnemon's design. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.